Yo, what's up guys? Coach Joe, lead trainer of the Grindhouse Training Systems and the founder of That Strength. Today what I'm going to be covering is a topic I don't normally talk that much about, but it has to deal with running and endurance. Now, what I do is Olympic lifting, and I'm a strength coach as well as just a personal trainer, but I primarily focus on building lean and mean athletes who are strong and also have great cardiovascular system to perform all of everyday life activities and all sorts of competitions. But what I do is Olympic lifting. And a lot of people think that, I'm an Olympic lifter, so all I should be focusing on is strength, getting stronger, right? Putting up big numbers on the platform, weights. And in one aspect, that is definitely true. I do all sorts of weightlifting. But what I also do is Metcons, metabolic conditioning. I'm doing all sorts of different cardio. And what I've noticed is that it's really helped my strength on the platform. So what I was watching today was a video from Barbell Shrugged, and those guys are amazing. Check them out on YouTube. Just follow Barbell Shrugged, subscribe to their channel. They have tons of great information. And what they were talking about was CrossFit endurance and the endurance program that CrossFit runs, I guess, in a sense. I'm not too familiar with it, but it was a very interesting video. Now, what they were saying is they have these great athletes, the top of the line CrossFitters, and what they're noticing is that they're doing so much hard work with the Metcons, constantly pushing, but they feel that they may be pushing it a little bit too hard, coming out of the start or jumping out of the gun too fast, so that their heart rate is shooting up, and then what they have to do is their hands are on their lap, they're breathing heavy, they're huffing and puffing, and then they're gasping for air. Then they're shooting the heart rate up, and then their hands are back on their knees, and they're huffing and puffing. When, if you guys know anything about CrossFit, you know who Rich Froning is. He's the champion of CrossFit. He's just a man. And what Rich does is he normally paces himself so well, and he knows his body so well, that he just kind of starts off steady, right? While everybody's going, as hard as they can, he's steady. And then what happens is they start coming down or stalling, and then going back up, and they're riding a path like this, where he goes here, and then towards the end, he just, boom, he kills it. So what they were talking about is how we should be able to know our body, right? Know thy body, know thyself, and look at the workout and how to properly pace the workout. And we want to be able to build our endurance so that we can stay at a solid 85%, right? Gradually going up and up and up. And then when we're coming towards the finish line, we can just take off and sprint hard and finish, with everything that we have. And that's something that Rich Froning does, and a lot of elite athletes do. They were talking about how elite athletes, it's the best, the top athletes, or Olympic level athletes, know when to push, when not to push, and they're very great at pacing themselves in the event or whatever they're doing. So you're asking, what does this have to do with strength, and what does this have to do with me? Well, they were saying people who are Olympic lifters or power lifters or specifically strength orientated, right, which is something that I do, and people that I deal with, should have some base of endurance, and that base of endurance is going to help with the end product. So what they're pretty much saying is, if I have an endurance base, right, some sort of cardio endurance, that's only going to help me put up bigger numbers on the platform. And I absolutely agree with that. Normally I'm always doing Metcons, or I'm doing some sort of cardio either before or after or in the morning, pre-training session or something like that. And I've noticed that it's greatly increased my strength. So what they were saying is someone like me, who is an Olympic lifter, and this goes for Olympic lifting, powerlifting, any sort of strength-based performance, something simple as doing 20-minute stationary bike riding is great, right? So just 20 minutes, you ride your bike, you stay about 85%, the whole way for the 20 minutes, and then you monitor your heart rate and how long it takes you to come down from being at that 80 to 85%. Right? You can even just time it and see when your heart rate just comes back down to normal. Then you do that 20 minutes again. Monitor, see where you're at. Now do that a couple times a week, and after a couple weeks of doing that, you push a little harder, maybe you push a little further. So you're constantly trying to build that aerobic capacity, building your lungs. And that's not going to take away at all from your strength work that you're doing. I think all that's really going to do is build your overall strength performance. So I always tell my athletes, even though some athletes I see 3 to 4 times a week, but I tell them in their free time, if they can, do some light jogging, stay moving, stay mobile. Hop on your bike, go for a nice bike ride with the kids or something like that. do something you kind of enjoy, you know, even like rollerblading or scootering, you know, that little stuff adds up to the overall end picture of the overall performance. So I think that they did a great job with that video and what I was listening to, and how the guy from CrossFit Endurance was, you know, saying that we have these athletes who need to learn how to pace themselves properly, and on top of which, building some sort of cardiovascular endurance is only going to aid in the end thing that they're doing, you know, or end competition. If they're Olympic lifter, CrossFitter, power lifter, ice skater, you know, whatever sport they're involved with, that we need to try to coach the endurance more a little bit, and the importance of it, and how to pace ourselves during workouts. All right, so I hope maybe that helps you guys out. I know it's helping me. Something I tell my athletes all the time is to look at the board, see your strengths, see your weaknesses. Where are you going to take a break? You know, if you have 30 reps of thrusters, you're better off breaking it up into 5, you know, reps over and over again for 6 times to get to 30, rather than doing 30 balls out, because that recovery time is really going to kill you, and your heart rate's going up and down, and you're breaking into the glycogen stores that you don't need yet, right? You want to save those glycogen stores till the end of the race and then pour it all out, if that makes any sense to you guys. But hopefully you get something from this video. A little bit lengthy, sorry about it, but not sorry. Have a great day. It's beautiful out, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. Now I'm going to go lay out naked in the front yard. Peace.